Between 1300 and 1500, England underwent a transformation that would shape the nation's future forever. Kings still ruled with power, but for the first time, the voices of nobles, clergy, and eventually commoners began to influence government through what became Parliament. Monarchs like Edward I and Edward III faced wars abroad, taxes at home, and the growing expectation that they consult their subjects before making major decisions. This was the beginning of a shift from absolute rule toward shared authority. During this period, England faced great challenges. The Black Death struck in the mid-14th century, killing millions and altering society. Labor became scarce, peasants demanded better wages, and social hierarchies began to loosen. The church remained central, offering guidance and hope, but its influence was shaken by criticism and corruption. People began to question the balance between spiritual authority and earthly power. Wars shaped both politics and identity. The 100 Years' War with France tested England's military might and nationalism. Victories at battles like Crécy and Agincourt brought pride, while defeats reminded the nation of its vulnerabilities. Kings relied on Parliament to raise funds for war, cementing the idea that rulers needed the consent of their people, at least in matters of taxation. Culturally, this era saw the rise of English literature, art, and learning. The works of Geoffrey Chaucer captured life in towns and courts, blending humor, morality, and keen observation. Gothic cathedrals rose across the land, monasteries preserved knowledge, and education began to spread beyond the elite. Faith was still central, but it became more personal and reflective, preparing people for the coming religious upheavals of the next centuries. By 1500, England had changed profoundly. Monarchs were powerful, yet they could no longer act without counsel. The church remained a moral and spiritual guide, but society was beginning to demand fairness, justice, and representation. Parliament and the people's voice were born in response to war, plague, and social change, setting the foundation for the England that would emerge in the Renaissance and Reformation. Subscribe for more history videos.